Hello, welcome to my presentation over my spring internship that I did this semester, 2017 at Driven Fitness Center. Introduction, my name is Tyeler Cookson. I am a senior here at Kansas Wesleyan University. My major is exercise science personal training, and I am originally from Salina, Kansas. A little background on me and why I chose Driven Fitness to be the place I did my internship this spring. I actually helped start Driven. We started out as a group of weightlifters in a basement that we eventually outgrew because of people training with us. Looked for a building, found it, started it, did remodeling. As time went on, we eventually developed into the gym we are today, and the amount of members that we have. It originally started as a small core group, and we grew and developed. I've been around weightlifting my whole life and exercising since I was a kid. My dad's had me in a weight room. He was a power lifter when I was younger. Eventually it was something that I got involved in and started to do. Because of that, I formed a passion for the nature of it and wanted to make it my career field because it's the one place I feel most at home besides being at home. Feel like I know quite a bit about the field and the area of study, so I wanted to make it my profession. I'm a former college athlete, finished my senior year this past fall here at Kansas Wesleyan also. I love helping others in any way possible, from being just in general an everyday thing of holding a door or just helping somebody, better their life, being physically fit and their health being better. It's something that I've loved to do since I was a kid. So with being a personal trainer, being considered an area that you can work in the health field and helping those get physically fit, improve their health and their body for a longer longevity of life, or just areas of their life that they may want to improve in general, even as simple as making an athlete better. Overview of what my internship was going to be this summer or this spring was I was going to work at the gym, pretty much just get to know the ins and outs of it, how things worked, get to know the business side of the gym more so because it wasn't something that I was 100% familiar with. I wanted to eventually run my own program and be my own boss, so I had to get more familiar with the business side and how things ran. Running my own program, like I said, I wanted to do that, which last summer I actually helped a former student at Kansas Wesleyan run a kids summer program where we worked on speed, agility, and quickness, and then for older kids worked on their strength and conditioning. Helped her run that. It didn't run past the summer due to her leaving and me being involved in sports. I wish it would have, but it didn't. But it gave me a background onto what to do. It was something I wanted to do again, and it was eventually what I ended up doing this semester. I wanted to build a better relationship with clients. With wanting to run a kids program, a big thing was being in a good relationship and good standing with parents and kids. If a parent didn't trust you enough or couldn't talk to you and seem that you were knowledgeable enough, then why would they trust you with their kid to come in and train them and help them become a better athlete? So really, I wanted to pride myself on this being a better relationship builder with people at the gym. Not only with them, but just people in the gym in general, because those people that see you, they may not be your clients, but they're at the gym and they see you exercising or training people. And if you can build good relationships with them, then you're able to help you build other relationships with people because word of mouth spreads. And if somebody talks highly of you, it's easier for them to come in and trust you than if you're talked down upon. With running the kids program, I wanted to help turn young athletes into adults. My age group that I ended up working with this semester ranged from third graders all the way to sophomores and juniors in high school. And with that, being a personal trainer and running the kids program, you're almost seen as like a coach, pretty much a strength and conditioning coach. And with that, you're able to instill so much in kids and teach them so much. So in a sense, you have an effect on how they view sports and life as they get older. So you do help them become adults. Also, overview, being able to adapt to any challenges and obstacles. Obviously, as a personal trainer, you have people from different walks of life come in. You have people with different disabilities, different strengths, different weaknesses. And with that, you learn to be able to challenge yourself and be ready for whatever might be thrown at you when people do come in and change. With that, that was one of the challenges I knew that this semester I was going to face. I had kids come in from all different walks of life and backgrounds. So with that, you have to address certain kids different, deal with certain kids different. Also with that, you get different age group. I had, like I said, kids from 3rd grade all the way to juniors in high school, and you can't train a 3rd grader the same way you can train a junior in high school. You have to adapt to their strengths and abilities. With younger kids, it's more so about building functional movements and teaching the technique and form of what they need to do when it comes to exercise and weightlifting, whereas older kids, they have a basis, so there might just be small things you need to tweak and correct to make them a better athlete and to help them get stronger, faster, whatever it may be. The disabilities, I currently have had a girl come in that is legally a little person. She is shorter, and because of that, when she comes in, she's in a different age group. She's a younger girl that's with an older group of kids that work out, and when she came in, that was the only time frame that worked for her. So I had to adapt to how she did things, what she was capable of doing, what she wasn't. With her having that disability, if you want to call it that, it caused her to not be able to use certain weights at first, range of motion to be limited, her only to be able to jump so high on certain things. So at first I had to accommodate to her and what she could and couldn't do. Also, I had an injury. One of my kids started out with me doing good, and then he broke his ankle during a basketball tournament on a weekend. When he broke his ankle, he sat out for a month. Well, when he came back, he didn't do much rehab. He was just doing small stuff here and there, pretty much at home, didn't go do a rehabilitation. So when he came in, I had to be aware of what he was capable of doing with his ankle, pay attention to flexion, stability, and mobility in it. So at first when he came back, it was just small stuff that he wasn't full force, obviously, after coming off injury, but eventually built him back up. So that was a challenge that I had, and I had to be aware of. Another thing was time scheduling. With kids coming from different areas, I have kids from local elementary schools, local middle schools, also from St. Mary's and Sacred Heart. So with that, you have the younger kids who get out at a later time, and some of the older kids who may have something going on in between getting out of school and then coming to the gym. Time scheduling became a thing. So I had to be willing to let people come in and their kids train when they were available and when they had the time frame to come in. So with that, I got the diverse groups of where I would have groups where there was 3rd graders all the way to high schoolers that were in there working out together. And because of that, I had to accommodate workouts to what they were able to do and what they weren't able to do. Had to change things, and the challenge with that was the fact that some of the kids, I didn't want the younger ones to look at the older kids and like, I want to do that, and feel left out. So because of that, I had to accommodate workouts, change things to where they were still doing exercises that were similar, but it was still different, and they were able to do it. It was a strength of theirs, and that they could still develop properly and do what they needed to. Lessons I learned, the 5 big lessons. The biggest thing, kids will be kids. As time went on, I started with smaller groups and was able to do a lot of one-on-one, but as it went on, the classes grew, had more kids. With getting more kids in there and their friends around, they become kids in general, and they start to have those moments where they act out or they make things goofy, they don't focus, and I have to go about correcting them, getting on them and doing that. So that was a big thing. Obviously, being a kid, I kind of expected it, but when you get in a group setting, it's a lot different. I kind of realized how bad I might have been when I was a kid doing stuff like this. You have to be flexible is the number 2 thing I learned. You have to be willing, like I said earlier, to let kids come in at the time that they're available or that works for them. Another thing that with getting ready to set up our summer program that this will continue into, with having to be flexible, there has been kids that have worked out in the past. Well, they have a sibling that may be a year or 2 older than them, so they're in a different age group, and with that, with different time frames, trying to keep age groups together, if the kid, you have to be willing to let the kid go with that age group if you feel that they're capable and willing enough to do that, and that they'll be responsible and not cause you problems. Number 3, like I said earlier, different abilities. With the girl that I have that's a little person, the kid that came back from a broken ankle, different kids that I come in that might come in and they had basketball practice that day, or they have basketball practice, or they've had a basketball tournament the weekend prior, or they're going into a big tournament the coming up weekend. You have to be ready for that, for different abilities, them to be able to do different things. That way you're not overtraining them and wearing them out before their tournaments. And you have to have an understanding of that there's different levels for that, and with those abilities, what people can and can't do. Number 4, workouts obviously will be altered because of age and ability. You'll change things because of people, not just with the kids, but in general. If you have older clients, you may have an older couple that comes in and they just want to do stuff for range of motion, or somebody that comes in and wants to do a power cycle, or somebody that wants to come in and just do circuits to lose weight. You have to be willing to work with that and be ready for whatever may be thrown at you when somebody walks through the door, because you never know what their goals are just by looking at them. They may have something else in mind compared to what you may think they need. And number 5, the business side of being a personal trainer. With that, it was just, I got a better understanding of how it works, deeper look at how things operate within a gym, and how you organize with that, how you gotta, I am my own boss pretty much, but I still answer to the supervisors and owners of the gym. And with that, there's times I still have to work with them and bounce ideas off of them and make sure that we're all on the same page with things before they work. And that boils down to the business side of it and how things go. So that's my presentation, my spring internship I did this summer at Driven Fitness. I thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you.